It's just so common in just society based on this whole like New Year's resolution mindset, which is when it comes to January 1st, then I will start being more disciplined and motivated and really get to it, which we all know doesn't work because
Yeah.
we know that doesn't work. All we have is now, all we have is the time that we're awake. What can I do today and every day to take myself one step closer to my goals without burning out?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another brand new episode of the What the Nell podcast with yours truly, Nell Tice. I have another amazing guest today. I know I always say that all the time, but I'm really excited to talk to Jesse Holmes, who is helping high performers achieve their goals in the next 6 months without procrastination or overwhelm. This kind of sounds like nearly impossible to me, but you know what? We'll take Jesse's advice and take it to heart and listen to what he has to say, because I believe this is probably possible. If you're telling me it is, Jesse, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me, Nell.
Absolutely. I have so many questions, but I have to know, first of all, like, what inspired you to focus your work on a 6-month timeline with high performers?
That's a great question. Just when it comes to achieving a goal and making sure it's a high value goal, a goal that is worthwhile achieving, you'd be surprised at how much time gets wasted in the realm of procrastination and overwhelm, meaning the wanting to get started but not getting started, or being so overwhelmed and trying to do everything. So it's finding that nice little sweet spot balance. I like to break it down in small little chunks every day, and knowing that if you stay consistent every single day, you can actually make the next 6 months more productive than your entire last year. If you do it right, stay on task, stay consistent, and you get out of the throes of procrastination and overwhelm.
I can or cannot confirm nor deny that I might be in this category of folks that you help. I know personally, obviously most people would say social media is probably one of their biggest distractions. And, it's especially depending on what you're doing. For instance, if I'm exporting a video or something, there's downtime. So your inclination is to pick up your phone, just hop on Facebook really quick. And I'm trying to do a lot better with that. So don't come for me yet. But what are some mind shifts that have to happen in people if they want to set an intention of really hitting their goals?
First mindset, the biggest mindset I find that is just so common in just society based on this whole like New Year's resolution mindset, which is when it comes to January 1st, then I will start being more disciplined and motivated and really get to it, which we all know doesn't work because
Yeah.
we know that doesn't work. So changing this mindset shift to be like, okay, today's January 1st. What am I going to do today? And instead of this mindset of I'm going to do it then, or the when then, it's like when this is good, then I will do that. It's like, no. All we have is now. All we have is the time that we're awake. What can I do today and every day to take myself one step closer to my goals without burning out?
Yeah, that's a key point as well. But how did you get so passionate about this? Like, what led you to wanting to do this and help people?
That's a great question. So I've been an entrepreneur since I was 16 years old. I've started and built a number of different businesses. My first 10 years of business were a lot different than my last 9. My last 9 years business was able to build an 8-figure supplement company, which was absolutely awesome. But for myself, the big shift happened for me is when my wife and I were planning to have our first child. And it was in the middle of COVID. We had nothing else to do. So we're like, all right, let's get pregnant. But I was thinking to myself, how can I make sure that I still grow? How can I become a better human being? How can I make sure I hit my fitness goals and my personal goals and keep a good relationship with my wife and build a business and, build my hobbies and interests while cutting out, 90% of the time that I used to have because I have to raise a child. Mm-hmm. And so that was the big motivator for me. Is like, how can I still get what I want out of life when all of my time is now completely gone? And it kind of built this system around myself. Okay, how can I make sure I'm taking steps every single day towards achieving my goal? And the only way for myself to achieve it was to make sure it was easy and to make sure it was enjoyable that I could actually sustainably stick to every single day.
Hmm. Yeah, that the key word there was sustainably. Because especially as entrepreneurs, I feel like, we're constantly like shiny new object syndrome where it's like,
Mhm.
yes, 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 I want to do this. I'm going to set this goal. I'm going to do this. And uh, we set goals for ourselves, steps for ourselves that make it not sustainable. So then we end up not hitting those goals because what is possible right now with the time and capacity that we have is not necessarily going to be possible in the next 6 months. So, uh, tell us what does a 6 month framework look like, and like walk us through like the key steps.
Yeah, absolutely. So the 6 month is just to kind of show people to show you what you can achieve in the 6 months. I really like to break it down in smaller chunks and on a daily basis.
Yeah, sure.
My focus is absolutely like 10 minutes or less a day and
Oh, I
sticking
love
to
that.
it every single day. And then you can look back over 6 months because 6 months is, 180 days. But if you did 10 minutes every single day and stuck to it, you'd actually be shocked at how much more progress and movement and momentum you generate compared to this reaction type goal achievement, which is I feel inspired, I see this new thing, I get this external happiness and excitement to try to achieve it, and then it wanes away when reality kicks in. So instead of going from this pendulum of to okay, how can I just keep my pace? How can I set the course and take it day by day so that when I look back in 6 months from now, I can be proud of myself and be like, wow, I cannot believe how much I achieved because I stuck to it and stayed consistent.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's 10 minutes a day sounds manageable. So, how do you recommend? So, when everything feels like it's falling on your plate and your responsibilities are just, it's all encompassing at the moment, how do you recommend that people prioritize when you're feeling that way?
That's a great question. So, a lot of the times, especially as high performers and entrepreneurs, we have everything that we got to do. And not only that, there's a lot of opportunity as well. It's like there's things we could do as well, right? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I could do this and I could do this and I could do that. And instead, it's like, okay, take a pause, take a break. What is the one thing that if I did today would have the highest impact on my life and business? And identifying what is that one thing? What's the thing that the whole 80/20 rule? What is the thing that if I focused on would give me 80% of my results? And really honing in, prioritizing, like you said. And usually that thing is the thing we're procrastinating on. It's usually the thing that
The thing you don't want to
the
do.
thing you don't want to do. The obstacle is the way. It's the thing that, would be nice to get done, but I tell myself, oh, I don't have enough time, or I don't have enough clarity, or I don't have enough knowledge or resources about it.
Waiting for
So we kind of
this.
so we kind
Yeah.
of tuck it back in the back of our brain. What we got to do is we take that thing that we're procrastinating on, and I ask myself, okay, what is the least amount of time I could enjoyably spend every single day to take me one step closer to my goal without burning out?
Yeah, that's really important and honest. So, okay. So, in order to prioritize, and I'll just tell you, this is personally what I do. I'm a
Mhm.
big fan of time blocking. And
Yeah.
this is fresh in my mind because my husband was telling me this morning, we've had so many conversations lately about priorities. And, he actually said to me, he goes, yeah, I think part of the reason why you've been able to stay so consistent in your podcast is because you're pretty rigid in your time blocking. And I took that as a little bit of an offense early on because I was like, what do you mean rigid? And then I was like, no, wait, no, that's discipline. So time blocking is something that I'm a huge fan of. I've pretty much, that's been my system in place since I started full-time entrepreneurship and scheduling everything. And how do you feel like time blocking and scheduling plays a part in avoiding the overwhelm? Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing? Because I know a lot of
Yeah.
people do that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, time blocking is absolutely fantastic. There's pros and cons, pitfalls to avoid as well. Some people time block a huge chunk, and then if they don't get to it, they don't do it at all. So there's that
Mm.
carefulness of like, oh, I blocked off 2 hours. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't have 2 hours anymore. Oh, I guess we do it tomorrow, right? So there's that pitfall. There's another pitfall of I time blocked between 10 and 12. And uh-oh, a monkey wrench got thrown in there and I can't hit 10 o'clock, so now I won't do it anymore, right? So it's
Yeah.
very important to make our time blocking easy and enjoyable. That's why I say 10 minutes or less, these small chunks to hyper get our focus in on the things that are extremely important
Mhm.
and to be, a little graceful on ourselves and say, you know what, as long as this gets done today, I'm not going to beat myself up over it. A lot of
Yeah.
people, right, instead of saying like, oh, I want to get this done at 6 a.m. and for 2 hours. And if it doesn't happen, now it's like, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm lazy. We beat ourselves up. We're guilty. No, no, no. What is the one thing just for a few minutes a day, if I could do every single day, that I can be proud of? I could pat myself back up the back on my back and check off the list and say, okay, let's do it again tomorrow. And we build that momentum.
Yeah, I love that. I love that so much. And, you've given me a few things to think about too in the time blocking thing. I don't think about, oh, if something goes wrong in that time block, then I don't get to it. So things to definitely be conscious of, for sure. So, are there any tools or even apps or anything that you use to help stay consistent or that you recommend?
Absolutely, absolutely. So you can use like a free reminder app on your phone, things like that. There's an app I use that's free. It's called Tick Tick. It's my absolute favorite to-do list one. It syncs well with my phone and my watch. And
Oh.
I basically have a list of things that I do every single day. I have it numbered from 1 to 30 or whatever. And I just go bit by bit. It's my track that I run on a daily basis. And
Hmm.
I have this version of my to-do list I've done every single day since December 4th, 2023. And it's just I've optimized it to figure out what I do and when and the order that I do it. So it's just like one leads into the next, leads into the next, and it covers all areas of my life. It covers areas with relationship with my wife, with my son, with my personal health, with my own personal goals and hobbies and activities, my business. And I give myself a daily track to run on, so I don't have to make a decision. Like I never have to think, what am I doing today? It's
Yeah.
like it's the decision's made for me. It's written down. I have it on a piece of paper here. I have it on my notes in my phone. I have it on a to-do list. I have multiple copies of it to completely remove any conscious decision making whatsoever. It's just I look at it, say, oh, do that, check it off, next.
Oh, I love that so much because decision fatigue is real.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there are so many times where even if it comes down to dinner and my husband's like, "What do you
Mhm.
want for I don't know. I don't want to decide anymore. I'm tired of deciding."
Yeah.
And yeah, these are really key points. So structuring yourself to, in an effort to avoid what happens that we know is inevitable. So we know we're going to get tired of making decisions. And so why not set ourselves up to avoid having to make them to begin with? And certainly things come in and interrupt the day. There are, emergencies and there's families and kids get sick and, all the things. So how do you deal with that when you have something that has been thrown in and has disrupted everything in your day? How do you deal with that?
That's a great question. So that's why I structure everything on small, little, easy, enjoyable chunks so that I look at it the long term. That's why I give like a 6 month or longer time frame instead of like trying to spend hours trying to crunch time and get this over and exhaust myself where I need to, 2 days to relax after.
Yeah.
I say, how can I just do a little chunk daily and stack those wins and build that momentum? Because like you said, life throws curveballs, kids get sick, things like that. I want to build my daily to-do list and my high priority action steps around any curveball that life throws at me so that I can always make sure I'm building momentum and staying consistent regardless of the stuff that life throws at me.
Yeah, yeah, well said. So let's say that someone is working on a 6 month program and they've got their goals and they're doing the daily things that they need to do. Let's say, they're not really seeing a shift or a change, and then in the first 3 weeks or even 4 weeks. How do you maintain that motivation? How do you keep people going to stay on track?
That's such a great question. I like to focus on, did I do the task? I get super hyper focused and obsessed of did I get the thing done? And I let the results take care of themselves. Because in any type of growth, whether it's fitness or anything like that, you can do a bunch of push-ups and you're not going to see immediate results. But you ask yourself, did I do the thing today? Did I hit my daily minimum? And if I know I hit my daily minimum day in and day out, the growth will be automatic. And I don't have to worry about, did I get the result? Did I do the thing? It's like, no, I had this one thing I had to get done today. Did it get done? Yes or no? That's it.
Yeah, that's really important because yeah, it's a small little accomplishment and we really need those feelings of accomplishment every day to feel as though we're living our purpose and doing what we're meant to be doing for sure. So what 6 months is over. Okay. How do we keep the momentum going? How do we not just shut down and say, all right, I'm done. I completed the program. Like, what's next?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I fully agree with that because a lot of people, we set ourselves a goal, a target, and we either kill ourselves to achieve it. And once we do it, it's like, okay, I don't have to do that again. The whole like willpower thing, right? It's like, I wanted to lose this many pounds in this amount of time. I kill myself to do it. I hit the goal on target, and now I'm dead because there's no way I can sustainably do that again.
Yeah.
I like to build it in and say, okay, the 6 month, it's just a quick look back to say, wow, I actually made progress. But I personally, I don't like to sit hard numbers. I say, what is the daily task so that it becomes an automatic habit so that I'm not just growing just for 6 months, but I'm growing for the next 60 years. I want to plan this out and say, what can I do when I'm 80 when it comes to my personal life and goals? Can I do this day in and day out? Is this sustainable, not just today, not just 6 months from now, but 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now? Because that's where you're really going to get it's like compounding interest.
Yeah.
If you're getting like 1%, a year or whatever over the years, that's when it all really grows and really compounds and you really get the huge benefits.
Yeah. And that's really, really tough for entrepreneurs to hear because we all want to see that a result or that growth or double that percentage, and we're always trying to hit the goals but exceed so that we can just make progress even faster.
Right.
But so if someone is listening to this right now and they're feeling completely stuck, they're like having this epiphany on their drive or in the shower, wherever they're listening, and they're like, you know what? I really am ready. I want to start today. What is the one thing that you would tell people to do today to start?
That's a fantastic question. The thing you need to do, first of all, is get my one-page procrastination planner because I go through step by step, identifying what is that struggle that's holding me back from achieving my goal. What's the thing that I'm procrastinating on and putting away that I'm either overwhelmed with or I have this idea that I want it to be absolutely perfect before I get started. What is that thing? And then you ask yourself, okay, what's the micro commitment today? What's the least amount of time we can spend today? Is it just 1 minute? Then that's fine. 1 minute. Is it enjoyable? Is this something I'm going to hate doing along the journey? Or is this something that's going to come naturally and enjoyably to me so that I'm getting that dopamine hit all throughout the process, not just when I arrive at the destination? How can I enjoy the journey, not the destination? And then how can I make sure I commit to it every day? Is this something I can do? Can I commit to it before noon every day? Or do I have to commit to it before midnight every day? Because I just got my day. I got to make sure I check it off. Yeah. So I figure out the thing that's holding me back, the thing I'm procrastinating on, and I make it easy. I make it enjoyable, and I make sure I do it every single day.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. One last question. What is a myth about productivity or procrastination even that you would love to take care of once and for all and prove that's it's a myth or not a myth or something like being busy is productive?
Oh my goodness. I wasn't going to say that one, but that's a great one. Yes, we all think that more effort equals more results. And I want to tell a quick story. When I was going through the biggest goal that I achieved in my own life was overcoming generalized anxiety disorder. It was the hardest struggle in my life. And I had this goal in my mind that I do not want to feel this way ever again for the rest of my life. And so I set this thing and I spent every waking moment of every single day putting in as much effort as I could, trying to overcome all these feelings of stress and anxiety. And what did I do? I created a heck of a lot more, to the point where I was a shell of a human being, burnt out my relationships, was completely lost as a human. And what I had to understand and realize, and this is the process that I follow, is okay, this isn't sustainable. I cannot keep doing it this way. And it only made things worse. And in learning how to achieve that goal, I really had to break it down and say, okay, I can't control how I feel. All I can control is how I react to how I feel.
For sure.
And what I had to do is shift that reaction to, instead of hitting the gas pedal and more effort equals more results, I had to pump the brakes. And I said, you know what? I'm going to need to rest a little bit. I need to take care of myself a little bit. And I'm going to have to do it easily and enjoyably, sustainably every single day. And I had to make that shift of, instead of hitting the gas pedal, hit the brake pedal just for a little bit every single day in a way that was easy and enjoyable for me.
Thank you for mentioning that. Sometimes you have to slow down to speed up.
That's right.
That's really what it comes down to. And, the hustlers and the grinders out there may not agree with you, but you know what? When they're all, burned out, you'll still be here.
That's right. That's right.
So, Jesse, this has been, we have covered so much ground in the last 20 minutes. It's kind of wild, but I mean, let this be the first step for you in your day. 20 minutes, you can, pop this podcast on. Well, it's a little late to say that now, but you're listening. If you've made it this far in the episode, let this be the one thing that motivates you today to get started in your goals. But Jesse, how can people connect with you? How can they work with you, find you, all the things?
Absolutely. So I go live and I coach daily live on my Facebook every single day at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's my easy, enjoyable every day for myself. And if you want to learn how to hop on those lives and get a free one-page procrastination planner, go to effortlessgrowth.co.
I love that. I forgot to hop on your last live. I'm sure something came up, but
I'm doing it too.
Oh my gosh, I am so bad at social. Maybe that's something I need to. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure that out. But I'm gonna. Well, the good news is if you miss it today, there's tomorrow. So. Perfect. I highly recommend that you definitely hop on those lives with Jesse every single day. Go ahead and follow him on social media. And Jesse, thank you so much for being here. This has been awesome. So much value packed in such a short amount of time. So there's no reason why people can't take this and run with it. So thank you for being here, and thank you all to listening. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it with a friend, because undoubtedly you know someone else that needs to hear this message too. And if you're listening on your favorite audio platform, go ahead and leave us a review. That's how we grow here at the What the Nell podcast. So thank you all so much. And as always, I will catch you on the next one.